Hey YouTube, it's YellowChops, aka Jeff Sarabanan. I posted a video showing the process I go through when creating backing tracks, and now I want to show you what I do with these tracks in a live setting. What I'm currently using is a Yamaha DTX Multi-12. It's an electronic drum pad, so it allows me to send MIDI controls to my sequencer, Ableton Live, so I can trigger different parts of the song. So I can have, pad 1 would be chorus, pad 2 would be verse, pad 3 would be vamp, or etc., whatever you want it to be. What I really like about this DTX Multi-12 is the build quality is really nice in this unit. It's real sturdy, the pads feel really good, I don't feel leery about pad bleeding, so basically if you trigger pad 1, you don't have to be concerned about pad 2 triggering off, even though you didn't hit pad 2. It's got some handy features. You can load your own samples into the unit, directly into the unit with a USB stick. It's got USB MIDI. It's got some integration out of the box with Cubase, so you can, I think, have like transport controls from the unit to Cubase. You can have different trigger modes, so you can have stick mode, hand mode, or finger mode. So basically, if you're in hand mode, you can use your hands. The sensitivity settings are suited to hand mode, etc., with finger mode and stick mode. But what really set this unit apart for me, because I'm using it to control Ableton Live, is the 12 pads in a small form factor. The Roland SPDS is like probably the closest competitor, and I like this one better because I think the build quality felt better than the SPDS. It had 12 pads instead of 9 pads, so it gives me more control without having to bank over. Alright, on my iPad, I have an app called Touchable. This app gives tight integration with Ableton Live. It makes your iPad an excellent MIDI controller. It allows me to switch between clip view, to see the clip view, and then to see the mixer settings. I can make mixer level adjustments. You can do actually more stuff, but I really only use it for triggering, see where the song's at, adjust some levels, because in a live setting I'm playing keys and then I'm adjusting some levels usually. And I might be doing some triggering as well. On the app itself, this is the clip view, so if I had a lot of clips loaded, you'd see them. In this song, most of my song is actually in the arrangement view in Ableton Live. So I can actually look at the mixer settings, and if I play the track, you can actually see the levels show up, and I can adjust the levels. It shows me metering, and it allows me to adjust the levels as well. So I'll play the track. So I'll actually pull down the drum track so you can hear it. I can actually also mute stuff. I can mute the drum track, mute anything I want. I can pull the master fader up and down. I feel like I'm DJing. Another cool thing is on the software I can pull down the levels and it's reflected on the iPad as well. So I pulled down the drum track and you can see it come up and down. Now, for you to have this type of control outside of an iPad, you'd have to have moving faders and a MIDI controller, which you could, but usually those things are a lot bigger, and it doesn't adjust. So this same size, I can look at clips, I can look at the mixer settings. If I had a lot of clips, I could actually move around in them. So you probably couldn't really see a whole lot because you can see it moving, but I can do that. I can trigger different parts. I can look at the next set of tracks. So when I'm doing this, I'm usually using the iPad more to just see levels and make level adjustments. I usually leave the triggering to my drummer, which he's going to be using the DTX Multi-12. So he can be playing the drums and just trigger different parts of the song, and I can just make fine-tune level adjustments. Alright, now I'm going to go through how you set up the DTX Multi-12 with Ableton Live. You basically go into Ableton Live, and there's a MIDI learn button on the upper right-hand corner. You click that MIDI learn button. The screen goes in all blue to let you know you're in MIDI learn mode. And then basically anything in blue you can assign any MIDI CC or MIDI note in Ableton Live. So it's very, very useful because I can assign, let's say this one, scene 1, actually I have assigned is just the drum loop. So I want this one to be that. I just click scene 1 on Ableton Live in MIDI learn mode, and then I hit the pad I want, hit that, now it's assigned, and then if I go out of MIDI learn mode, you can see that it's assigned. But now say I want to reassign that to something else. I can hit MIDI learn again, and then I can assign it to scene 3, which is, the ending has 2 hits in this song. There's 1 hit and then the 2nd hit. I'll assign it to the 2nd hit. And then it's saying one already exists, are you sure? Hit yes. And then I get out of MIDI learn mode, hit it. So you can see how easy it is to reassign things in Ableton Live. Let me actually change everything back to the way it should be. So in this song here, basically from top to bottom, the song's gonna be playing just from beginning to end except for the last 2 hits. The reason is because the last 2 hits aren't done in time, and I don't want, you're gonna hear all these instruments throughout the whole song. The last 2 hits, if you don't have it in the track, you're gonna notice it sounds a lot emptier because all of a sudden there's no more instruments, it's just live instruments. So what I did was I created 2 clips in Ableton Live for the endings. So ending hit 1, there's a list of instruments that go, which is this. And then ending 2, so check this out. So if I'm playing the track, so I'm playing the ending here. So this is really useful because the ending, the drummer plays it in time, and then he kind of does a fill where he's about to cut to the second to the last hit, and then he hits that pad. So he can do it in real time. He can do his fill. He can change up the fill as long as he hits that, and we're all together. It works out beautifully. So hopefully you can see the benefit of how this setup is with the DTX Multi-12, the iPad. This is mainly going to be for the drummer. He does all the triggering. I create the tracks. He can do the triggering. Your drummer has to have good timing and has to know the material pretty well because it's not easy for the drummer to do that. And then on the iPad, I can control my levels. I can, when we're playing, if the brass is too hot, I can pull it down. Because what I found out is you can do your mix at home and you record it and everything sounds fine, but you go to a new facility and the building's different. For some reason, brass is fine there, but and when you take it live in a different building, for some reason it's too hot or too soft. Well, with this, I can make changes of the levels, slight adjustments. I'm not like mixing on, because I'm mainly playing keys. But I can make slight adjustments. Okay, the brass is too hot, pull it back a little bit. And then the drummer can do all the triggering. I'll be playing keys with the iPad with the levels. The laptop is there. It's not getting taxed too hard because everything's already printed as audio. I can actually even speed up and slow down the tracks quite a bit in Ableton Live. If it's a little too slow or I want to be a little bit faster for some reason at night. Again, but the Ableton Live's not getting taxed too hard because it's just playing audio files off the drive. So hopefully you can see this is a pretty powerful combination. The Yamaha DTX Multi-12, the iPad, Ableton Live on the laptop, and hopefully I'll have like a Yamaha motif on stage, something I feel comfortable with. Leave any comments or questions below. And if you'd like to see more videos going forward, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.